Hey everybody, it's John, small time reseller. I am here because I try to sell books on eBay. And every once in a while I'm successful at that. And when that occurs, I come here and I tell you all about it. So I don't do any garage sale videos, no GoPros at the Goodwill bins and looking at my hands in a state of troubled unconsciousness. Although I do love those videos, watch them all the time. But that's not what I do. It's not my thing. I just come here and tell you what I sold, and I think it's been about 8 days since I posted a video, and in the last 8 days much has happened, and I was going to do it yesterday, but I was too mad at the Astros for playing like they had no idea what they were doing. But they're winning right now. It's 5-2. It's still early on. I paused the game, so if anything happens, don't ruin it for me, okay? It's still early, I know. Let's get into the books and the Naughta books. So, if you recall in our last episode, I left you with a cliffhanger. I said there was a large Naughta book sale that I was waiting for the buyer to come through, and they didn't by the time I finished the video, but they did the next day. They paid, and ooh, were there some fine guesses of what that item could be. Is it a parakeet, perhaps? No, not a parakeet. Is it a blender signed by Lee Iacocca? No, not at all. Is it a giant slide rule? No, it's a... Wait, hold on. What's that? Oh, it was a giant slide rule. Oh, that's right, yeah. My producer is helping me out there. That was the first item I sold of the week. So, a giant slide rule. This is a 48-inch slide rule that you'd hang on the wall. It's an instructional model. It sold for $185. Now, got to tell a little story about how I got this. My wife's a math teacher at the local high school, and every year when teachers are cleaning out their rooms or retiring, they often just put their stuff out in the hallway for the rats to carry away. And my wife beat the rats to it this time. And so she was, this guy had retired, and he put out a bunch of stuff, old T-squares, big triangles, a lot of old material. He'd been teaching a long time. And this slide rule, so it's a 48-inch by like 10-inch tall, fully functioning slide rule. It's got the middle section that goes in and out. So I saw it. I was helping my wife decorate her room, kind of the beginning of the school year. And I saw that and I was like, I'm going to see if that's worth anything. And lo and behold, it is. So we sold it for $185. There was one on eBay that's like in the box with the directions and everything that they have listed for, I think, like $700. So these things are worth a lot of money if you happen to see one. It was kind of fun to ship. They paid for shipping, $185 plus shipping, and we just took an old, not an old, but a good like Lowe's moving box, opened it up, wrapped it around, and used like a half a roll of tape just going all around that thing. So it got there. I was glad it got there. So that was the first sale of the week. Then we moved on to this book, Religious Bookseller. Gonna believe me one of these days. This is the MacArthur New Testament commentary on the great book of Titus. This went for $12 to Georgia. Oh, and the slide rule went out to California. Then the next book, not a religious book, Hauntings, Tales of the Supernatural by Henry Mazzio. This is a 1968 book. The reason I picked this one up is it's illustrated by Edward Gorey, very famous illustrator, very recognizable illustrations. And I saw that, I was like, and being from the 60s, illustrated by Edward Gorey, I thought this one may have some value, and it sold quick, $25 out to Illinois, and I kind of figured it would. Both of those last two were Goodwill bins purchases, so 33 cents each on those. The next one was a bin drop in Lake Jackson. See, I'm in a different part of the house, so Lake Jackson's actually that way. This is a 2020 Journeyman Electrician Exam Questions and Study Guide. Always pick up your study guides. Everyone needs a study. Who's going to know this already? And this went to $20 out to Alabama, where they need some electricians. The next one was another bin drop pickup. This also sold the same day I listed it. El poder de la autodisciplina, la clave del éxito, the key of success. It's $9, and that went to Florida. All right, so my next one is another not a book sale. So bin drop last Saturday. I'm there looking around, got my whole bag of books weighting me down, and I'm dragging them around, looking at the other stuff, the other not a books, and I saw this Peppermill grinder. It's heavy, looked nice, looked it up. Some had sold for 50, 60 bucks, but most recent sale was like 32, 33. So I picked this up for $8. It was on the $8 Saturday day. And Jordan Alvar, oh, I forgot to get my updates here. I don't want to know what happened, but it did say Jordan, so I'm hoping that's a good thing. So I picked up the Peppermill grinder thing, and so I did an auction. So I thought, if I'm going to spend $8 on this, I don't want it sitting on my shelf for months. I want to, turn my profit right away, no matter what the profit is. So I did an auction, but I started the bidding at $30. Had 3 watchers on it. About a half hour before the auction ended, one person put a bid in at $30, and that's all I got. But I turned $8 into $30 in a week, so I was happy with that. They also paid for shipping, and so that went. Where did that go to? That went to New Jersey. New Jersey. All right, the next one. This was a Goodwill Bins 33-cent pickup. This was a really good sale, but kind of, it was a little odd selling a book like this. But I did. The Essential Hitler, Speeches and Commentary. Sold for $75. Obviously, it feels kind of weird to sell Hitler things, but this wasn't like praising or glorifying. It was strictly just, looked like transcriptions of speeches and commentary on those speeches. I sold it the same day it listed. Maybe early the next day, but within 24 hours of listing it, this sold. On eBay, there was one listed at $400. And there's another one that somebody had an auction on for a starting bid of $100. It didn't have any bids on it. And so this one, my copy, was a library edition. So it had the sticker on the outside, it had a couple stamps. So I thought, meh. I listed it at $85. I got an offer at $75, and I sold it for $75. I think I actually got an offer at $65. I came back at $75 and they accepted it. So that went to Oklahoma for $75, so out of 33 cents. Next one, another religious book. This is more of the Sunday school type of thing. My Father's World, a first grade learning God's story teacher manual. This was $25. Every lesson plan page in the whole book had been filled out, and maybe that was a good thing because then you don't have to worry about it. But it was completely used, and I disclosed it in the listing. These go for maybe 3 times that much if they're new in plastic. So I figured mine had been completely used, and so I priced it down, and it sold quick too. This went out to Virginia. It was within a couple days. I think I picked up that one last Saturday, so it sold within a few days. All right, here's one that I think I had this one for quite a while. An education book. Education, religion, study guides. Those are things that sell all the time. This was the Essentials of Assessing, Preventing, and Overcoming Reading Difficulties for $16. Went to New Jersey. Had a couple New Jersey sales. All right, this is another one. Remember, religion, education, study guides. Yeah. This is, where'd it go? Oh, yeah. Scared Stupid. Ernest. Scared Stupid DVD. This thing went for $40. It was new in plastic. I got it at the Goodwill Bins. And I picked it up because I was like, hey, look at old Ernest DVD. Oh, it's pretty new. Hey, that's always check. You're new in plastic. Scanned it. Oh my gosh, this thing is worth money. Hope it gets to the people by Halloween. I'm sure that's why they ordered it. But $40 for Ernest Scared Stupid DVD. Worry about the future of America. Actually, I'm pretty happy if that's where the future of America was. Everyone's enjoying a good old Ernest movie. Anyways, let's move on. This is a book that I picked up quite a while ago. I've got 2 copies of it. I wish they'd bought both, but I was glad to get this off, at least one off the shelf. The Maroons of Dominica, 1764 to 1818. Obviously historical, possibly even a college textbook type of book. $20, went to North Carolina. In fact, I went to Chapel Hill, so that's why it made me think that maybe someone is reading this for a class. And so I was planning to actually send a note out saying, hey, if you know anybody else who needs this book, I'll give you the same deal, because I took $5 off on an offer. So then this was my best book sale of the week. And you're thinking, I already sold one for $75, right? So there's one that beat that? Heck yeah, it did. This book right here, Mr. K. This is I guess he was the owner or president of Nissan back in the 80s and 90s. And it's signed by the dude, signed by Yutaka Katayama. And this sold for $80. Went to Pennsylvania. The guy's real funny. He sent me a couple messages saying, please pack it well, because my local post office loves to destroy things. And so I was like, I will triple bubble wrap it, put it in a brand new shiny box, and hopefully that will thwart your local post office's attempts at destruction. All right, so then that was $80, but that was a Goodwill. No, that was a bin drop pickup. So it's crazy how a bin drop could be signed. Was that bin drop? I don't know, but it's either 30 cents or 50 cents. Don't remember exactly where I got that one, but sold for $80. The next one, Teología Pentecostal Latinoamericana, which is awfully fun to say. $20. Went to Missouri. So there's 2 Spanish language books that I sold today or this week. So I'm hoping that's a trend, because I like to pick them up, because I'm thinking, maybe they're not that common, and people will want them, but it's hard to find. And so, you go on the old eBays and find them there. All right, the next one I did have for a long time. This is a book that was new in plastic, and because of that, I kind of thought it would sell earlier. Pantone, the 20th Century in Color. Don't even know what it's about, because it was new in plastic. I didn't want to open it up. But I went out to Florida for $25. Again, 50 cents. This is a bin drop, I think. But I've had that on the shelf for a long time. Glad to see that one go. All right, so, that was it. So that was my 14 books. Grand total for the last week, $582, 14 sales. So that was, what was that? I guess 11 books and 3 Nota books. So the average was $41.57. Pretty happy about that. I bought some baseball cards today. Spent some of that money. Woo! So you can, yeah. I've actually got another YouTube channel where I open baseball cards every once in a while. So anyhow, that's it for this week. Man, I hope you guys have a good week. Keep looking. Look for some of these books. Hope you find some. And anyhow, that's it for me. So, adios.